what would you recommend people to do? They have fraud going on in their profile. Is it to go to the law enforcement route? Is it to go the FTC route? What do you recommend and why?
I recommend both. It's all supporting evidence and documentation. If you think about it from a creditor's perspective, how many people every day are saying something was fraud that wasn't? It's very difficult for them to differentiate what's truly fraud and what's not. Even though there is a lot of fraud that is happening, they're desensitized. You've got some shady characters in the industry, some knowing and some unknowing, filing fraud on everything on the credit report, and it's just inundating these creditors with false fraud claims. So the more you can stack evidence in your favor, the more they're going to take you seriously. So I do recommend filing the police report if they'll let you. Sometimes they won't let you file it, but you can usually get around it.
Probably a lot of people have never filed a police report before. What does that look like?
Simple. I mean, it may be different in your jurisdiction, but I mean, basically all you're doing is being interviewed by an officer, they're writing it up, and then they give you the documentation. If you lose it later, you can request it from the police department again, so you can use it in the future.
Do you recommend sending that documentation to like the creditors, things like that?
Yes, so what I recommend to do is go to the FTC website, do the fraud affidavit, have your police report, and then write to the creditor explaining that it's fraud. One of the most important things when you're disputing anything is to be very specific and direct. Don't be overly fancy and coy. It needs to be easy to understand, right? That's all you really need to be doing. You can call the fraud department too. Each creditor, as long as they're a larger place, has their own separate fraud department. And then of course you want to send something to the credit bureaus as well.
Do you recommend like sending one to the FBI?
I never heard that. That seems like a waste of time.